So today I'm just going to show you how I do my day-to-day makeup. And I've just started by washing my face and I've put my moisturiser on and I'm going to get started. I can't remember off the top of my head the prices for everything, so it's all going to be in the information below, all the prices, but I'll tell you exactly what I'm using as I go along. So I start with Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser, which I absolutely swear by. It's great and you can build it up for good coverage. I wouldn't wear this if I was going out on a night out. I'd probably wear something a bit heavier, but for my day-to-day, I absolutely love it. So I just pop a little bit on the back of my hand, just a blob that comes out. And recently, actually, I've started using this, which is the original Beauty Blender. And I've been told about it loads of times, and it's not cheap. I think it comes in about $19.99, but I'll find out and pop it in the information below. And I thought, gosh, that's a lot for a sponge. But actually, it's absolutely fab. I love it, and I can't stop using it. You wet it when you first get it, and it expands to double its size. And it doesn't seem to soak up any of your foundation, because you feel like if you're using a sponge, it's just going to waste all your foundation, but it doesn't. It's brilliant. So I just tap it onto the Beauty Blender like this, and then just tap it onto my face. So you have to bear with me because I've not got a mirror in front of me. So I just tap away all over my face, like so. Some people like to use a primer. I tend not to. I've got quite kind of delicate skin, so I just moisturise and just kind of use that as my base. I try not to mess with my skin too much. As you can see, I've got a few little red marks here. I'm lucky that I don't get too many spots, but when I do, I'm a natural born picker, so I can just make any little blemish into a massive big scab. So, just gonna check how that's looking. Yeah, so you just dab it on and it just blends in great. It's really light and really quite natural, so for those of you who like a slightly heavier makeup look, you could just do the same with foundation, which is what I do for an evening. I've got all sorts of different foundations. I love makeup, I've got loads of everything, but this is the kind of thing that I just use every single day. And you can pop a little bit more on, so if you have a look and you think, I'd like a little bit more coverage in a few places, and then just dab a little bit extra on. And as you can see, that one blob did my whole face. There we go. So next up, again, you can use this or you can use a concealer brush, which I tend to use a brush like this. And Laura Mercier again, it's like a double palette, so you can mix the two colours to kind of get the right shade depending on kind of if you've been out in the sun or been on holiday. So I just put a tiny bit on and I'll just dab it directly onto any areas that are just a little bit red. Kind of just around my nose there. And any little scars that I've got from picking spots. So there you go. So that's my base done. That's all I really do on a daily basis. And then, so next up, I love to do a bit of contouring. Now I've got this, which is Tom Ford contour kit, which I absolutely love. And it is quite expensive, but the way I can justify it to you is this one, sorry it's a bit grubby, is nearly 3 years old now, so it lasts a long time. You don't need to rebuy it frequently, so that kind of makes it a bit more worth its money. So I get a brush like this, or you can use your finger, or you can use this, it's a similar shape as you can see. And I just dab it in, tiny bit, and then kind of do that to get a line there. And just rub it on, and you think, oh gosh, that goes on quite strong. Same on that side. A little bit there. A little bit there. And a little bit up here. Excuse me, keeping on looking in the mirror just to make sure I'm doing it right. And then once you've got it on, you can kind of see that's all a bit too severe. So then I just blend. Just keep rubbing, just brush it upwards. Same on that side. And kind of blend it round. I mean, you can do your nose, you can do all sorts of things with this, but I kind of just like to give myself a bit of a cheekbone, which is nice, and just kind of adds a bit of colour to your face. So that's that. Then next up I go with blusher, and I'm using Charlotte Tilbury, which I love because it's kind of got a rim round the edge, which is kind of a little bit more sheer, and then the bright colour in the middle. I absolutely love her products. I've got a few different shades of blusher. It comes in, I think, about 6 or 8 different shades. They're all equally gorgeous. So I just take my brush and kind of go around the outside, blow off the excess, and then just dab it along my cheekbone. Like that. And just kind of blend it in. You know, you can add a bit more or a bit less depending on how kind of bright you want your cheeks to be. And then just a little bit in the middle, just dab your brush on, blow, and then smile to get the apples of my cheeks. And just pop a little bit of colour on like that. So then next up is eyes. So I'm going to start with eyebrows. I absolutely love doing my eyebrows. I think Zoe said in one of her videos, it shapes your face. It absolutely does. I went through a stage when I was younger and I used to have the tiniest eyebrows. I just used to pluck them out all the time. And then I realised maybe it was trendier just to have a normal eyebrow. So I've grown them, which has taken a long time. They're still not fully there, so I'm still trying not to pluck them too much. And I absolutely love the Hourglass eye pencil for your eyebrow and the Charlotte Tilbury one. They're both fab. I love them and I'll buy them over and over again. But when I was in America recently, I'd been told about this black brand, Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's like a little pot. And I thought, oh, is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? And it is absolutely fantastic. I love it. But it's quite tricky to use. And I use the shade Ash Brown. I thought, oh, I'll be the dark brown colour. And then I tried it on and it was really red. So you do have to be careful with eyebrow pencils and kind of paints like this and stuff, that you don't get it too red, because it can look really great. Then you get out in the natural light and you've got really kind of red eyebrow. Oh, I've had a visit from one of the dogs. So I'm going to have to do this in a mirror because it's quite hard, but I'll try and do it on the side to show you. So I get a brush like this and it's got a comb on one end and kind of slanted edge on the other end. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, but you can use any brush you want to. So first of all, just kind of give them a comb through. So they're like that. And then I just take a tiny little bit from out of the pot, kind of pop it onto the back of my hand like that, just to kind of give me some to work with. So then I just take the brush and just kind of paint along the bottom line of my eyebrow, just following my natural line. Kind of just paint it on, just quite gently. Doesn't matter if you pop too much on, because when we brush it through afterwards, you can kind of neaten it all out and kind of make it not quite as thick. So I'm just go to the edge. Just kind of looks a bit like you're almost just drawing on more eyebrows. But it's just kind of going with what you've already got there, filling in any little spaces, just thickening them up a bit. Go right the way along the top. Brush it through. See if there's anything missed. So already you can see that that's looking a little bit thicker and slightly more bushy than my other eyebrow, but not too much, and I haven't really had to put too much in it. You just kind of keep working with your brush. And you can apply more if you want a thicker brow, or just kind of feather it like I have, just tiny little lines if you don't want it to be too thick. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my other eyebrow now. Don't know if you can hear all that rattling going on in the background. I can hear it. It's just Georgia's dogs having their dinner. Georgia's actually just on her way home from a job, and Zoe's down there looking after the doggies and hasn't done a very good job of shutting the door. That's eyebrows done. At the end I'm going to fix my eyebrows, but I like to put on all my powder and stuff first and do that last. So last up is my mascara, which I absolutely just love mascara. I'm addicted to the stuff. If I had to leave the house with just one thing on, it would be mascara. And I found this one by MAC. And normally I don't use MAC mascaras. I don't really seem to agree with my eyelashes. But this one is absolutely fab. It is called, well, it says mascara on the bottom, so that's not helpful at all. So I'll get the name, because we all know it is mascara. But it's got the little tiny words MAC written all over it. But it's the one, it comes with the words written in white. This is the one where the words are in black, and it's kind of called Blacker Than Black. So it's a really, really dark black colour. So as you can see, it's kind of like tiny little teeth, and then the end is a round ball, and the teeth are on the end as well. So I'm going to go with this and show you. I don't curl my eyelashes. I know a lot of people do, and when I'm on jobs and stuff, they tend to curl my eyelashes, but I just don't. It's just not something I've ever done. Not for any particular reason, just don't really do it. So I'm going to have to use the mirror again just to make sure I get it right, but I hope you can all see. So I just get right in. I will get it all over my face. And just right from the roots, just wiggle it in. Now I'm sorry if, whilst I'm doing this, my mascara, you see me pulling any weird faces. I just can't seem to help it. It tends to always be this. I do when I put my mascara on, so please excuse that, because I don't even know I'm doing it. So there we go. As you can see, I love mascara. I absolutely slap it on. Well, I mean, I didn't put that much on then, but I just love it. Just feel like once you've got your mascara on, that's it, your face kind of lights up. And you're going to be seeing a lot more mascara reviews from me, because I like to buy every single one there is going. And I'll test them all out for you, and you can kind of see on my eyelashes how the different mascaras work, and then you can see what might suit your eyes. So that's that done. So then finally, I just use a little bit of face powder just to kind of secure my look. Where is my brush? Yeah, just to fix it down. So I just kind of dab a bit in, just rub it over my face, kind of under my eyes, get rid of any shine. Although I like to be quite dewy, so I don't put much on it, just to kind of make it last the day, especially if we're casting and stuff and then you're behind a camera. It's nice not to be too shiny. But then, to contradict myself, once I've done that, I then get my highlighter just to make myself shiny again. Absolutely love this. I don't know if any of you Red Rose are summer must-haves, but actually both my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser and this MAC highlighter were both featured on there. Love them both. So I just kind of dab, I mean, any brush. You can use this brush. Actually, I'll use my blusher brush. And like I said, if you want to, if I didn't have pink blusher on and I had a more kind of bronzery look on, I would wet my brush and make this slightly more solid colour to put down, but because I've got pink on, I'm just going to dab it in slightly and just pop it along my cheekbone, like that. And the same on the other side, up to the corner of my eye. Ooh. And it just gives you a really nice kind of summer glow. And also, if you just take your finger, just pop a tiny bit on the end of your finger, and you just dot it on to that bit of your lip. It's a strange tip that, but I learnt it on a job somewhere. And then just kind of rub it in a bit. It just kind of gives you that little bit of a glow on the top of your lip, which is really, really nice. And that's it. Oh, actually, I did say I was going to fix my eyebrows, which I don't always do, but I've just got a clear eye gel. And it just looks like a see-through mascara, really. This one's really, really good. I mean, you can just, sometimes if I run out of that, I just use this and put a bit of hairspray on it. So just spray it with hairspray and do the same. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, so it matches my eyebrow paint. This is the same make. And it's really good. You just kind of brush through like that. Get them into the shape you want them in. And it's just like a fixing gel. But like I said, if you don't want to spend money on one of these, just use a little comb thing. You actually can get them, you know, when you go into MAC and the makeup counters, they've got loads to try mascara with. So you can try some mascara and then just wash it out when you get home. And then just use hairspray, pop it in, and then you're away. So that's it. This is my kind of daytime fresh look. It normally is a lot quicker than that for me to do, but obviously I've just been going a little bit slower to show you how I do everything. And yeah, and then I'm good to go. Maybe a little bit of lip gloss or whatever I've got in my handbag. Yeah, I hope you like it, and I'll be doing lots more tips soon. I've got a smoky eye coming up, which I can't wait to show you. It's my absolute favourite eye product, so keep your eyes out for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.